The Chicago Bulls have defeated the San Antonio Spurs for their first Summer League victory. And guys, we should feel really great about what we saw from Patrick Williams, from our Arturas Karnisovas and Mark Eversley draft picks. Let's not let that get lost. The guys who were balling tonight were all drafted by AK and by Mark Eversley. We're obviously talking about Patrick Williams, Marko Simonovic, and Ayo Dosunmu. Those were the Hoopers tonight. I love Patrick Williams, bro. Everybody knows I love Patrick Williams, though. What I love about Pat tonight is that Pat started off shaky, and then he ended up finishing the game strong. He was our closer. After he started, that was a problem with him last season with Patrick Williams, was that when he had a slow start to a game, the rest of the game, that's how he played. It was hard for him to get out of slumps. But yeah, in that second half, man, he turned it on. Yeah, he started like 0 for 5 or something. He turned the ball over a couple times. It just, in the first half, just didn't look himself. And yeah, we'll talk about, don't worry, we'll get to Ayo. We will get to Marco, but I wanted to start with Pat. Because Pat, he deserves a ton of credit for, like I said, finishing strong. One second, I'm just finishing up. Pat deserves a ton of credit for finishing strong, and taking over, taking control. Right? Like Patrick Williams, bro, that's what we've been talking about. We've been talking about taking over. Jalen Adams did his thing, demanding the ball with Patrick Williams. And credit to Devon Dotson. Devon Dotson found him on that big dunk to put the exclamation point on the game. Actually, Devon found him twice, I think. Dotson, he had a great first half. You know, in the third quarter and a little bit of the fourth, he kind of disappeared a little bit, but he came back around at the end of the game. I was impressed with Devon Dotson. He played good defense for being so short. Now, the guy who played great defense tonight was Ayo Dosunmu. You guys saw him. You guys saw what Ayo Dosunmu was out there doing. You guys saw what Ayo Dosunmu did in the fast break, turning defense into offense. The coach wasn't going to give him the ball, so he said, fuck it, I'm going to take it myself. Right, so Tom in chat mentioned Dotson and Ayo should not be in the same rotation. I agree. I think their minutes should be staggered. I don't think they are a good fit on the court together. Ayo made it work because Ayo's a hooper. Devon made it work because he's a hooper. But if you want to maximize what Ayo Dosunmu is good at, give him the ball. Let him run some offense. And I know people who Big Ten fans, people who went to Illinois, I'm sure a lot of college basketball fans in general are well aware of what Ayo Dosunmu can do in transition. But for people who aren't super familiar with what he does, this guy is a monster in transition. You can't stop him to the rack, and if you're able to get in his way, he'll find someone. Marco played in the second half. Yeah, so all right, so there's tweets and people going off about Marco being kind of soft. He is coming into the NBA from Europe. He's coming in with a different skill set than what you are probably expecting. Okay? Because he's obviously not the strongest, but the dude is fast and he plays with aggression. He plays with an assertiveness and a confidence. He's going to need to bulk up a little bit to be a better screen setter. But no, Alba, you're totally right. He's aggressive and he looks for contact. He plays under the basket. So yeah, I understand he gets moved around a lot because he doesn't have the core strength yet that he's going to build at the pro level. But no, he is not soft. That's not the word for it. He's just a little weak. But soft and weak are different things, at least in my mind. Because when you say soft, I think Lauri Markkanen is soft. Lauri Markkanen isn't weak though. Lauri Markkanen is strong, but he's soft. Marko Simonovic he doesn't play soft, if that makes sense. His defense isn't great. No, his defense isn't great. Ethan Thompson, he's a baller. Do you think Trey Baxter Jr. should play more in the lineup with Ayo running the offense? Absolutely. I absolutely think so. And I think that Jerome should not be in any of that guy was just taking up space. No offense. But Jerome shouldn't be out there. We should Jerome if you're gonna swap Jerome for someone, probably Ethan Thompson. But I like the idea of taking Ayo out of the starting lineup and putting him with the twos, running the twos, or vice versa, or Dotson, having one, not at the same time though. These guys shouldn't be on the court at the same time. And then you can give more run to, like I said, Ethan Thompson, Trey Baxter, Tyler Bay. Bay looked good. Baxter looked good in limited minutes. Even Jalen Adams did his thing a little bit. Yeah, I just don't. Jerome, I don't think he's it. All right, Alba threw out a lineup: Dotson, Thompson, Baxter, Shitu, Marco. Yeah, I like that. I like that. That's your second line. I like that. Nico Savage. Jerome is an old veteran, isn't he? Old, not really, but he's a veteran. He's played in the NBA. I think, what is he, like 24? Yeah, he's 24. So he's not old, but he's been in the league. Dotson needs to make the team. I agree. I'm a big Devon Dotson fan. I like the idea of giving Ayo more minutes. Like when we get to preseason, I want to see Ayo playing with guys like Trey Brown Jr. You know, like imagine a lineup with Ayo Dosunmu and Trey Brown Jr. Imagine the hustle and the defense that you get from that lineup. Yeah, the effort. Mr. Quentin Johnson is a great point. The effort in the second half is what we like to see. Because sometimes with this team, and it goes to the starters too. It's not just G Leaguers. It goes onto the active roster too. But sometimes the effort wasn't there. I like the effort. Even Marco, who's not a good defender, he does put in effort. And it was pointed out to me that in the second half, Marco only played like a few minutes, which isn't great. I need to go look at the box score. I don't have it in front of me. I'm just watching the game and taking notes, baby. You know how I do it. But you can go through my tweets. The tweets are the notes. I just kind of react live. I like Dotson. Don't you think he's too small? I think I saw you say that that you're taller than him. Yeah, he's small. Yeah, Nate Robinson was small. Some of these guys are small. That's all right. If you can score, if you can play some deep, like I said earlier, I think Dotson, to his credit for being short and having a pretty rough defensive game in the first game, I think he rebounded, no pun intended, pretty well on the defensive end tonight. I liked what I saw Devon Dotson doing a lot was using his size to his advantage on defense, of like getting around screens instead of forcing a switch with Marko Simonovic at the perimeter, which is a horrible mismatch. He was able to get around screens because he's really slinky. And I thought that helped a lot. I'm not saying he is Nate Robinson, but I'm saying, you know, like height can't be the reason that he's not. You can't say that he can't hoop because he's short. That's all I'm saying. That's not the barrier to entry. Now, if he can't hoop, he can't hoop. It's a little different, but he was playing pretty well tonight. Yeah. Yeah, so Colin points out something. I think everyone's out of shape in Summer League. Honestly, yeah, you might be right. Like we saw with the game last night or yesterday, how gassed guys were in the second half. And then today you saw they looked like they had a little more energy. So they're probably still getting their conditioning under them. They're probably still working on that. Did the Bulls sign Paul Millsap? Not that I know of. Don't be spreading rumors in my chat because I didn't hear anything about that. Nate Robinson, baller, Dotson, hooper. I think Nate Robinson was a hooper for sure. What's up, Jeffrey? Pat looks like he grew taller. Bro, Pat's 19 years old. Pat's gonna keep growing. He's not done yet. He's just getting started. I genuinely think that both Dotson and Ayo will make the team. Nico Savage. Spellman isn't it. You are right. And I'm glad that he got benched. I think that's one thing we can give the coach credit for was making sure he got benched. Yeah, so our G League coach does leave a little bit to be desired. I don't really like him. But here's a quote. Rob Schaefer just tweeted. Here's a quote from Summer League coach Damian Cotter. In the last 24 hours, Patrick Williams really took it upon himself to be a better leader and second half performer. Said he's impressed with his maturity and that experience will be good for development. So Patrick is aware that he needed to turn it on in the second half. That's interesting. It's interesting to hear that kind of candor from Patrick Williams. I like it. I like him being aware of what wasn't working. I like him taking it upon himself to improve his second half performance. You think Thompson will make the team? You know, probably not. We're pretty guard heavy right now. And I know Ethan Thompson has a little bit of size to him, but nah. Honestly, I think we're gonna stick with probably like the guys from the Summer League team that will make the final roster. Will probably be Ayo, Devon Dotson, obviously Patrick Williams and Marko Simonovic. There's no question there. And then if there's anyone who I think has the potential to make the roster, I would say it's more a guy like Simi Shitu. And I know that Simi Shitu hasn't done a whole lot to be really excited about in Summer League so far. It's just that's more of an area of need for us. He has experience with our team. He has experience in the NBA and in the G League. So if there was a guy, I feel like it would be Shitu. That's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong, but if there was a guy, I feel like it would be Shitu. Ayo stepped up. Yeah, Ayo definitely in the fourth quarter, third and fourth quarter, he really showed up. What's the word with LaMarcus Aldridge? Nothing. Nothing about LaMarcus Aldridge. Yeah, so Troy Baxter Jr. should absolutely get some more run. I'm totally with you guys on that. I really, really want to see more dunks and more putbacks. The dude is just electric. I know I'm gonna plug my video again, but in my Summer League preview video, I told you guys, like, Troy Baxter Jr. is going to make multiple highlight plays, and he's doing it. It's awesome to see it. He had the highlight dunk in the first game, or the highlight block in the first game, and the highlight dunk in this game. And then he almost had another one that he got really close to converting. So I really, really like Troy Baxter Jr. Let's see. Lauri for Dorian Finney-Smith in a second. Bro, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'd love it. Please. Please, let us fleece. Let us fleece, Mavs. Let us fleece. Come on. How old is Troy? Which Troy? I still think Ayo is a two-way player. He needs playing time with Windy City right now. And Adam, that's fine too. Let's just keep the guy around. As long as he's got the ability to play with some of our actual rostered players during preseason, I think preseason is going to be more important than Summer League. Honestly, I know I got you guys hyped for Summer League, which you should be. This is still an exciting time. It's fun to watch the young guys ball. But preseason is going to be the chance for Ayo Dosunmu to play like at the NBA level, you know? Same with Marco. We know what Patrick can do. Anything to get rid of Lauri, yeah. But yeah, preseason will be better for establishing roles and coaching. You know, because like Billy Donovan's gonna be the coach again, which like you can criticize Billy Donovan for his lineup sometimes, but trust me, Billy Donovan is in a different league than what we got going on in Summer League. It's Summer League for the coaches too. Just remember that. Yeah, it's like I compare Summer League to actually more like high school ball, because it's just dudes balling. Like really, that's all it is. There's not a lot of coaching. You're not going to see like sets. Like guys just kind of go out there and like the best players will separate themselves. Like in college, you know, like you still see sets. Like they run schemes, they have offenses. But it reminds me of high school ball. I think Patrick is going to add a pull-up three on the break, which is, yeah, I mean, he had a couple threes in the game that I was impressed with. I was impressed with his ability to pop it. I like with Patrick, his release is funny. Where like he'll take a three and it's like, oh, don't take that three. Like he starts popping it. You're like, oh, that's so predictable. Don't do that. And then he drains it. And it's like, oh, okay. I was really wrong about that. Like I think there have been 3 3-pointers that I've seen him shoot where I was like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. And then he makes it. So if he adds that to his game, imagine, bro, if he adds that to his game consistently, our spacing is going to be dangerous. Let's see. Caruso, yeah. Billy Donovan's going to be great for the young guys. Absolutely. Billy Donovan's going to be great for Ayo Dosunmu. Billy Donovan has done really, really well with young guards. Does Shai Gilgeous-Alexander come to mind for anyone? Do you guys remember that guy? Yeah, Billy Donovan does really well with young guards. I would caution to say that Ayo Dosunmu and maybe Devon Dotson will benefit a ton from that. I know I kind of leave Devon Dotson on the outside sometimes when I talk about the point guard situation, and that's not fair to him. I think he's still pretty good. I just feel like Ayo Dosunmu's defense and his hustle and all of the other things that I like about him, like I think he could be a special player one day, you know? But look at AK, man. God of the second round. Like people thought that was just a meme, which, you know, it's a meme, but like, look at what he's done with these second round picks. These guys are both steals. Marco and Ayo. There are teams shopping their first round picks from last season already. There are players who were picked in the lottery that are being shopped around from last season. And our second round picks are looking like steals. Let's keep that in mind. Dotson is just Archie at best. I don't know about that. They play different game. They have different styles. Dotson, he runs off a speed. I do like his grit on defense, but I don't know if Archie's the right comparison for him. Marco's not a two-way player. Marco's making the roster. Go look at the Bulls roster right now and you tell me who else is going to be our backup 4 or 5. It's Tony Bradley, and that's the end of the list. Marco's making the roster. Taj Gibson. Taj re-signed with the Knicks. What's up, Bailey? What is it about Ayo that makes you think he can be special? I love that question. Ayo Dosunmu has, for one, he has the clutch gene. You guys watch him, like, just in this game alone, but go back and watch when he was with Illinois. Honestly, go watch him. The highlights are fun. But he's just made for the big moment. Like, when the lights are brightest and when the pressure is on, he shows up. And he wants the ball in his hands. He wants the ball in his hands at the end of the game, which I think is so special. Oh, so you're a big Illinois guy. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And defensively, with that height and that... Yeah, Urban Chill. You took the words out of my mouth. The height and length at the point guard position, with that speed and his vision, obviously his jump shot has a long way to go. You know, he's not a pure scorer just yet. But man, there's so much potential. Like, he is good at the things that you can't teach. You know what I mean? Like, he has instincts. He has feel for the game. And the clutch gene, I know it sounds like a cliche, but it's ingrained in him. So those are things that you can't teach. What's up, Adam? No, we didn't sign Millsap. There's some guy in chat who's spamming that, but we didn't sign Millsap. You're going in timeout, friend. Hey, just uploaded Pat's 30.7 rebound highlights. We're gonna have to check that out. This guy is going in timeout. He doesn't have any info. It's not a thing. Shout out to the Illinois guys. It must be fun to be an Illinois Bulls fan. I'm not a huge college basketball guy. Hey, thank you, Mr. Quentin Johnson. Can you imagine Ayo, Troy Brown Jr. and Will? Dude, that's what I'm saying. I want to see it. I really want to see it. That defense would be electric. And then, I don't know. Okay, so Ayo, Troy Brown Jr., Patrick Williams. You could put Tony Bradley out there for some defense. And Alex Caruso. There you go. Ayo, Alex Caruso, Troy Brown Jr., Patrick Williams, Tony Bradley. Defensive juggernaut. You are not scoring on that 5. Would Patrick Williams be a small forward or a power forward? I think he projects as more of a 4. And with the current crop of stars that the Bulls have now acquired, the 4 is where he projects to play. All right, let's talk about it. We've talked about Summer League. I just got a Lauri Markkanen question. Let's talk about Lauri Markkanen. I plan to make a Lauri Markkanen video tonight, breaking down the latest, but we'll talk about it now, and I'll still make that video later for you guys. But the latest with Lauri Markkanen, he is in a stalemate with the Chicago Bulls. The current situation is a kind of a master plan by AK to bleed his wallet dry. So, history lesson. When Lauri Markkanen went to the Finnish media and told them that he's done in Chicago, he wants a fresh start, Lauri Markkanen screwed his trade value, his trade potential. I'm not the kind of player, like, I'm not the kind of guy that shits on players and rags on guys. I don't need to do that. I'm not trying to be a dick. Like, Lauri Markkanen, I'm sure, is probably a nice guy, whatever, but he made a selfish decision to put himself to, well, it's not even selfish. Like, it was selfish, but it was just short-sighted. He made a short-sighted decision to talk about what he wanted openly with the Finnish media and to demand a certain amount of money that was not realistic. And in doing those things, he put the trade value that we were like the trade offers that we were building behind the scenes, he put those at jeopardy. Because when you openly tell the media, oh yeah, I'm done in Chicago as a restricted free agent. If you're unrestricted, you can say whatever you want because you have the ability to go where you want. When you're under contract with the team like Lauri Markkanen is as a restricted free agent, and you say, oh, I'm done in Chicago, I'm leaving. What does that say to every other team around the league? It says, oh, well, he's leaving anyway. We don't have to give him that much money. We don't have to outbid the Bulls. The Bulls aren't going to keep him. The Bulls wanted, and this is what Arturas Karnisovas did during his end of season press conference. The Bulls wanted to retain Lauri Markkanen. Like they wanted to play it up like, oh yeah, we like Lauri. We're high on him. We want to sign a contract with him. That was the game that Arturas was playing, was to try to build value for Lauri Markkanen. So when you trade him, you make another team feel like they're doing a good thing. Like, oh, we're getting Lauri Markkanen. These guys wanted to keep him. So Lauri made a shitty decision. Lauri did a shitty thing. And so now I think Arturas was pissed when that happened. I think Arturas was genuinely pissed when Lauri Markkanen went to the media and said that stuff. Because now it's a stalemate. Now what Arturas Karnisovas has done is said, okay, no team has the cap space to sign you to an offer sheet. So the only way a team can get you is by engaging in a sign and trade with us. The only way we'll agree to a sign and trade is for a first round pick. Said, I don't care what contract you want. I don't care if it's 15 million a year. I don't care if it's 11 million a year. The only way you're going to sign Lauri Markkanen is if you send us a first round pick. And that's what AK is doing right now. And he's like, look, you want to sign the qualifying offer for $9 million a year? We need front court depth. Go ahead and do it. But Lauri Markkanen said, I'm not playing on the qualifying offer. That's another thing he said. Lauri Markkanen said, I'm worth more than that. So Arturas Karnisovas said, okay, go find a team that wants you that badly and have them trade for you because they can't sign you outright. What's up, Abby? So that's what the situation is right now. AK is pissed. AK is looking at Lauri Markkanen and saying, you screwed up. And now I have to try to fix it. So in my opinion, what'll end up happening, either the Bulls will find a trade for him, a team will get desperate and trade for him, or we'll just rescind the qualifying offer and he'll become an unrestricted free agent. I highly doubt at this point he comes back to the team. It would be awkward. He doesn't want to do it. We don't really want to do it. So eventually I feel like, you know, if we get to like training camp and he still hasn't done anything or they still haven't found anything, then yeah, they'll probably just let him walk. But he did it to himself, man. He did it to himself. That's the bed you make and the bed you lay in. Yeah, he got offered a contract extension. He didn't take it. It's like Dennis Schroeder, but Dennis Schroeder was an unrestricted free agent. So Dennis Schroeder could technically go to whatever team he wants. Lauri Markkanen never had that flexibility or that freedom. So Lauri Markkanen thought that was a bitch you thought moment. Lauri Markkanen thought, oh, I'm just gonna get an easy 18 mil right quick. Well, guess what? No one wanted to give you an easy 18 mil. Hey, I'm excited for this year too, man. And what gets you more excited than watching our young guys ball like that? At this rate, Lauri might be better off going back to Finland and playing a year there. Try to repair his image. Look, teams want him, okay? There are teams that want him. And if they want him, let them want him. Don't correct them. Okay? If the Mavericks say we want an aggressive rim running four, that's Lauri Markkanen. That's what you're getting. Let them think that. Let them say it. Because there are teams that want to pay him. I don't want it to be us, but there are teams that want to pay him. Let them. Dorian Finney-Smith and a pick for Lauri, bro. From your mouth to God's ears, bro. If we pull that off, this offseason is the best I've ever seen since the Miami Heat in 2010. The best offseason I've ever seen. So that the report is that, yeah, the latest report, like Alba said, is that Arturas doesn't want salary back. Now, the reason I think that is, I think there's a free agent they want to target, or a different trade target that they're looking for that might be unrelated to whoever they're trying to offload Lauri on. Millsap is absolutely a priority in my opinion. So that's a name to watch for. But my thought process is that they have a guy who has expressed interest and they want to get him in the door, but they have to get Lauri off the books first. And that's why I said, I feel like eventually, if they're not able to find a trade partner for Lauri, they'll probably just rescind the qualifying offer and let him walk, so that they can sign whoever it is that they want to sign. Yeah, so that's the thing. Lauri doesn't want to take $11 million a year. Guess what, Lauri Markkanen? You might fucking have to. That might be the most money you could get. That's the game that AK's playing right now. Is like, you don't get to decide. You're restricted. Okay? You want to sign a $15 million contract with the Minnesota Timberwolves? Too bad. They're not going to trade for you and they can't sign you outright. It's just too fucking bad. Yeah, Dennis and Lauri Markkanen definitely should get new agents. But there's something to be said for the fact that, like, it's possible that they just had a bad, like, they have a bad understanding of their value, and they told their agents, this is what I want. Like with Schroeder, that's what we heard, was like his agent told him to take the deal and he was like, I'm gonna bet on myself. Yeah, their agent needs to be more honest with them. It'd be interesting. I feel like we wouldn't do another trade with the Pelicans. I don't know. If the Pelicans want to give him $17 million, go right ahead. Bulls are on crack, bro. They won a first for Lauri when they gave a second. Dude, you didn't listen to anything I just said. The Bulls have all the leverage. Of course they can demand a first. There's no team in the NBA that can sign Lauri Markkanen on cap space. The only way a team can acquire Lauri Markkanen is by a sign and trade. And so AK is saying, okay, you want him so badly? Come and get him. The price is a first round pick. That's how much it costs. If you want him that badly, come get him. He's under contract with us. He's a restricted free agent. I don't have to trade him for anything. We don't have to trade Lauri Markkanen, guys. He's literally crying to leave. Too bad. You're a restricted free agent. That's how contracts work. Mr. Quentin Johnson, hey, he wants superstar money for bench effort. You got backup players talking like starters. I hate it. Where does he get off, man? What has he done in his career to feel like he deserves that kind of money? He can cry all he wants to. He only makes it worse. Lauri for Thad, bro. That's the thing. It was, and that's another reason why I'm mad at Lauri Markkanen. He was supposed to be a part of the sign and trade for DeMar DeRozan. He wanted too much money. This is what I understand, okay? From all the things I've read and been told, this is what I understand. He wanted too much money, so the Spurs said no. The Spurs were like, we're not going to give you that much money. So then Thad got involved in the trade instead. And then eventually Lauri Markkanen realized, oh shit, I'm not going to get that much money. And he softened up. Like originally, I think he wanted like $18 million or something crazy. And now he softened up to like $15 million, which I feel like the Spurs would have done. He could have gone to San Antonio and we could have kept Thad. The Spurs didn't want to pay him what he wanted originally at the very beginning of free agency. At the very beginning. And that's why Thad was involved in the deal instead. Since then, since the market dried up, since he didn't get a contract offer, he has changed his stance and has softened up on the hard amount of, what was it, 18 to 20 million? Honestly, if I were Lauri Markkanen, I would just take the fucking qualifying offer from the Bulls. Take the $9 million, shut up, work your ass off, try to have a good season, and then become an unrestricted free agent next offseason and look for a payday. If that's what I would do if I were Lauri Markkanen. Obviously, as a Bulls fan, I don't really want that to happen. What team has the best asset for him? Excuse me. Mavericks. Dorian Finney-Smith, baby. Any team with a first-round pick that wants him. The Pelicans want him. First-round pick. The DeRozan deal hasn't been completed yet. That's true. That is true. But from what I understand, that has more to do with sending Thad to the Suns than it does about retaining Thad. Like, Thad is gone. From what I understand, Thad is gone. That's over. I would love the T-Wolves to throw in Vanderbilt and a pick. I would love to get Finney-Smith. That seems unrealistic. Could you imagine, though? If the Mavericks did that? I have a friend who's a Mavericks fan, and I trolled him today. I texted him, and I was like, bro, they just traded Finney-Smith for Lauri. And he got all freaked out. And he got all mad at me. And I'm like, look, if they do that trade, you should not be a fan of that team anymore. Because that's bad business. Yeah, we will miss that for sure. Yeah, Nico, bro, Lauri's messing up free agency for us. Vanderbilt would be great. Yeah, so Colin's right. Looking for a 3-team trade. But yeah, that's your latest Lauri Markkanen news. And your summer league recap. Anything else going on out there? Wish the Bulls never drafted Lauri Markkanen. That was the Jimmy Butler and Zach LaVine trade. Who was available on? Let's go look at that draft class. What year was that? 2017? Or was it 2016? That was 2017. Okay, let's look at some of the players that were on the board. Bam Adebayo, Donovan Mitchell, OG Anunoby, John Collins, Jared Allen, Kyle Kuzma. Hey! No way. Tony Bradley. Tony Bradley was available. Josh Hart. Dennis Smith Jr. Sorry. Am I annoying you guys by reading all these yeah, players we could have had? That's Garpax for you, baby. All right, so someone mentioned taking John Collins or Jared Allen top 7 would have been ridiculous at the time. Yeah, it would have been. We would have been clowned for it at the time. Obviously, we're looking at hindsight. We're using the rose-colored glasses, looking at hindsight. But it is interesting to see, you know, what was out there. Oh, Darnell Mayberry tweeted Alba. Oh, man. Yeah, Lauri. It's tough, man. It's tough. It is tough. Hindsight hurts. Hindsight hurts. Someone texted me, Moses Brown and picks. Moses Brown. Yeah, I would like the DeMar DeRozan trade to be announced soon. I want to get that out of the way. I want to get that over with. At this rate, Darnell Mayberry might block me. He probably has me muted, honestly. If I like realistically, I'm probably muted. We're not talking about, we're not getting into Mitch Trubisky on this stream tonight. We're not doing that. We took enough trip down memory lane with the draft. I don't want to do that. Another 2017 draft, right? Or was he 2016? Yeah. Nah. Nah. Yeah, so that's, I mean, I don't have a lot more to say. We recapped the game. We talked about Lauri. Do you guys have any questions for me? What's up, Michael? I wasn't sure if you wanted me to say your name. Sometimes people are weird about that. Favorite pizza topping? I like sausage. I love me a nice sausage deep dish pizza. And maybe a little spicy sausage, you know what I'm saying? I don't like Italian sausage. I like crumbled sausage. I think Denver wouldn't be a bad place to trade Lauri. We know that AK has a relationship with their front office, obviously. Adam Miller asks, do you think Kobe gets traded? No, I don't. I really don't. I think Kobe White's going to be here to stay. At least for this season. Who's better, Dak Prescott or Daniel Jones? That's a troll. That's a troll. Royce White. Royce White, I think I know who Royce White is. Hang on. He advocated for like mental health awareness, like generalized anxiety disorder and stuff. Yeah. That I remember Royce White. White was drafted in the first round by the Houston Rockets and is considered a quote unquote draft bust. That is Wikipedia. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not going to clown the guy for having mental health issues. I mean, bro, I have mental health issues. I'm not gonna clown the guy, but certainly not the guy that we need. Right, so that was a good point, Nico. Nobody wants Kobe. Not nobody wants Kobe. I'm sure there's plenty of teams that would take Kobe, but they're gonna lowball you because he's hurt right now. When did I have that argument with Darnell Mayberry? Was that in May? Yeah, I think it was in May. I don't know. Kenny quote tweeted Darnell Mayberry, kind of poking fun at the quote from DeMar DeRozan. Why trade Kobe? Well, we are guard heavy. He has value. He's young. It might be a situation where it's like you might be able to get more value out of him while he's young than, you know, later, depending on how you think he's going to progress. But right now, it's not the time to do it when he's hurt. Maybe at the trade deadline, maybe he builds up his trade value when he comes back from his injury, and maybe we try to flip him at the trade deadline to get like a player for a nice end of season playoff push. Yeah, you got to remember, like there are still moves that can be made. Like just because we made all these moves in free agency, we could get to the trade deadline and maybe there's a player, like a good player on a bad team who wants out, and maybe we could get them for, you know, a young guy like Lauri Markkanen to make a late season playoff push. Mr. Quentin Johnson, what's up? What do you think Kobe will average this year? Ooh, that's a tough question. His role is changing, you know? He's going to be coming off the bench instead of starting. I mean, 15 is high. 15's kind of high, man. Like, I was thinking more like 9 or 12. 15's pretty high for a bench player, and Caruso's going to be our sixth man. Yeah, he's a good scorer. I'm saying in the 9 through 12 range is where I'm going to go. Yeah, it looks like a couple people are with me on that. Would I trade who for Josh Jackson? Kobe White? No. I don't think I would. I think I would hold out with Kobe. Mr. Quinn Johnson around 10 points, 5 assists. It'll be interesting to see how they use Kobe White off the bench. Are we still going to try to make him a point guard? Like, what's the idea here? I know it's going to be Caruso and Kobe in the backcourt, but what's the idea there? Like, who's running the offense? Who's playing off ball? I guess they could switch off. That might be kind of fun, though. To just kind of let Caruso and Kobe just like figure it out. Just throw them out there, be like, go score or go play defense or do something. Pass the ball, do something. But guys, we shouldn't overlook, like, if Kobe White does develop into the player that we all wanted him to develop into, because, like, remember, this time in last off season, we were all talking about how with sorry, I lost my train of thought. We were all talking about how with Kobe White becoming a point guard, like, he could develop into the point guard of the future, blah blah blah. Like, we were still really on the hype train. Now I know that dream kind of died. I understand that, but Kobe White still has a ton of potential. When he comes back from, yes, Michael, when he comes back from his shoulder injury, he still has a ton of potential. Okay? Patrick Williams. If Patrick Williams becomes a consistent offensive force like we've seen him in Summer League, if Kobe White develops the way that we could be talking about like a legitimate force in the Eastern Conference. I feel like that's being overlooked. Like we're already a playoff team. If the guys that we already wanted to develop the way that we, you know, when we sip the Kool-Aid, when we ideally want them to develop into, Patrick Williams developing into a star, Kobe White developing into a Lou Williams type of scorer off the bench, that means we are a finals contender. I'll fucking say it. A finals contender. Hey, what's up? Hitman Holdorfs. Thank you for the cheer, for the bit. I could see Pat being a primary initiator 3 or 4 years down the line. So that's the issue with Pat of, like, I think that's why you see how many minutes we were talking about the minutes that Patrick was playing in Summer League. I think we're trying to like force Patrick to develop quicker by giving him more minutes. I think that's the idea. Like, we don't want to wait 3 or 4 years. We need to do it now. Like, let's push him right now. Let's give him as many minutes as possible. And let's simulate the 3 or 4 years. Let's speed this thing up. Let's go. We're a very good team already. If these young guys develop quickly, we're a great team. That's just it, man. If the young guys develop quickly, we're a great team. Thoughts on players to be our backups this year? So yeah, I actually just... It's funny you say that. I actually just yesterday, or was it today? I built out my rotation. So starting rotation: Lonzo, Zach, DeMar DeRozan, Pat, and Vooch. Pretty cut and dry. I had coming off the bench Kobe when he's healthy, Caruso, Trey Brown Jr., Marko Simonovic, and Tony Bradley. I put a question mark next to Marco because I'm not sure if Marco is going to be a 4. And I feel like we still need to sign someone to be our bench 4. And that's Paul Millsap, in my opinion. Mr. Quentin Johnson, join the Super Fan Club and Kobe will average 30 points per game, $4.99 a month, exclusive videos, early access to videos. You get badges, emojis, super chats, all the fun stuff. And I try to give you priority comment replies. We have polls, we have community posts. Once I get a few more people in the Super Fan Club, I feel like we're gonna need some more people so we can schedule it and make it work. But I'm gonna do like a Super Fan Club only live stream, and I think that'll be a lot of fun. So definitely make sure to check it out. But yeah, the front court depth is lacking. Yeah, I have Caruso as my 6th man for sure. I think Caruso gets the most minutes off the bench, followed by Kobe White, followed by Troy Brown Jr. And then after that, it's kind of up in the air. But I mean, that's like, you've already right there got like a solid 8-9 man rotation. You just need to fill out the rest with hopefully a couple veterans. Thoughts on signing Boogie? It doesn't help us a lot. We need someone to play some defense, in my personal opinion. Like, bringing in Boogie would be kind of a lateral move from retaining Lauri, you know? Why don't we trade Lauri for Zion, right? What are we waiting for? Maurice Cheeks, god level coach, really nice guy if you forget the Star Spangled Banner. Yeah, I think Kobe White actually credited Maurice Cheeks for helping him towards the end of last season when he was struggling to turn around his season. Him and his older brother. Yes, I have Javonte Green too. I had Javonte Green in kind of the 3rd line, but he's still in the rotation. You know, he can play the wing, so like you can, and he plays nice defense, so you can kind of rotate between like Trey Brown Jr. and Kobe White, because he can kind of play like 2 through 3. Yeah, I was really hoping we could have gotten Taj Gibson this offseason. Taj Gibson would have been the perfect pickup, but the dude has only played on a team that didn't have Tom Thibodeau like twice in his career. It's like once or twice in his career. What do you think Ayo's ceiling is in the NBA? See, it's hard to put a ceiling on a guy who's so young. I know that as a 2nd round pick, we have to be realistic about the expectations there. I've always liked Drew Holiday as a comparison for Ayo Dosunmu. I don't know if he'll ever be that good. You know, maybe I hesitate to say it because you guys are going to get PTSD when I say it. But maybe more of like a Chris Dunn kind of player. Don't shoot me. Similar build, similar play styles. So I guess low end would be Chris Dunn, high end would be Drew Holiday. Do the Bulls have enough staff to coach the players during practice? Yeah, of course. They've got a ton of assistant coaches on the staff right now. Joakim Noah is a name. I would be concerned if we were relying on giving Joakim Noah minutes. That would be bad. Like Joakim Noah would be great for the locker room, but like if we're relying on Joakim Noah to be like a heavy minute bench piece, that's not good. He's more of like a coach, like a bench coach. Just physically, you know, it's just not there for him anymore, unfortunately. It's like you guys know I love Joakim Noah. He's one of my favorite players of all time. Just physically, you know, he came back for the bubble. He tried his best, but De'Aaron Fox is another good comparison. I'm with it. Now, Fox, I feel like, is a better scorer overall. But I see it with the energy. I certainly see it with the measurables. I was hoping we went after Reggie Jackson at the beginning of free agency, but Caruso works just as well. Caruso, I feel like with the value that we got from his contract on the MLE, plus his championship experience, his defense, his grittiness, he plays taller than he actually is. Like he plays big, bro. Alex Caruso plays big. You know, we're talking about a guy who gets putback dunks from the guard position. Who's better, Lonzo or RJ Barrett? I feel like you're trolling me. You gotta be trolling me. Similar to Kira in a way. I could see that. Now, I gotta see more from Kira, but I'm not a hater. Yeah. Dennis Schroeder, professional bag fumbler. Hate to see it, man. Hate to see it. He let that thing go, man. Lauri's a bag fumbler too, bro. Who do you think is the ideal front court piece we should add to the roster? I still think it's Paul Millsap. I still really like Paul Millsap. Veteran experience, grittiness, toughness. Give you good minutes off the bench. Good on both ends of the court. Sign Thanasis. Let's get Zion. Let's call up Gar Foreman and be like, yo, Lauri Markkanen for Zion, straight up. Easy. Miles Turner's another guy that I'm interested in, but I don't think they're trading him. The Pacers revamped their front office. I don't think they're trading Miles Turner. How do you think Pat will progress with finishing around the rim? He has the size and the strength, but the touch isn't there yet. Touch is kind of a problem for him in general. Polish is a problem for Patrick Williams. His handle isn't great. Sometimes gets out of control. It'll come with time. It'll come with more reps. I mean, that's the idea, right? Like, to keep giving him more reps to get more comfortable. You know, we're talking about a guy who was a sixth man in college. You know, like, he needs to become more comfortable being a part of the starting lineup and being a primary option. Those are things that he needs to become comfortable with. Hey, someone bought a mug. Thank you. Arturo'sFanClub.com/shop. It is one of the many ways that you guys could support me directly if you like what I do. Make sure to go to Arturo'sFanClub.com/shop. There's shirts, there's mugs, there's tumblers, there's all kinds of fun stuff. And once again, the money goes directly to me. So if you guys like the stream, if you guys like the vids, one of the best ways to keep the lights on in this apartment. Yeah, well, the Bulls offered Caruso money, and then the Lakers were like, yeah, we're not going to match that, so you can dip. Which is crazy to me, because Alex Caruso is unironically like a Lakers legend. Right? Can Arturo's fan club crowdfund a statue for him outside the UC? Let's do it, bro. Let's start a GoFundMe. Yeah, Lakers I mean, they had other priorities this offseason. Russell Westbrook, Carmelo Anthony. I get it. Dwight Howard. I get it. I understand they've got their own stuff going on. But certainly a nice little change of fortunes for the Chicago Bulls. It used to be the guys that we wanted. I mean, originally we wanted Derrick Rose. I feel like Caruso's a better fit for us right now. Who is playing better right now and has better upside? Jackson Hayes or Moses Brown? Bulls could get either. I like Jackson Hayes. I know you like Moses Brown. I like Jackson Hayes though, personally. Eventually, Lauri Markkanen will get dealt, and it might be for a second rounder. It might not be for a first. Yeah, DeMar hanging out on the sidelines with Troy Brown Jr., Arturas, Mark Eversley. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Gotta love seeing the chemistry being built already. I'm excited. I'm really excited. What's my job? IRL. I work in search engine optimization. It's super exciting. It's very technical, and I plant myself at this desk all day. Plant myself at this desk, work for 9 hours, then hop on the stream, make a video, do some freelance web design, and then go to sleep and do it all again the next day. Very busy, but don't move a lot. It's a very stationary busy. But I do get my shots up in the morning. I go to a covered court near my place and put some shots up early in the morning because it's Arizona, and it's hot here all the time. Hayes got arrested, bro. Who wants him? Yeah, I think that situation was bullshit, so I'm not gonna... I have no reason to think that he's a bad person after that. Yeah, web design's fun. It's stressing me out right now. I have a website I'm actually supposed to be working on right now, and I feel like I might need to go do that because I've been slacking on it. Not kidding. Could you help me with some SEO stuff? Yeah, I could. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I could do that. I'm pretty open about sharing knowledge. Like, now if it's like something like if you want me to like work on a website, we're gonna talk about price on that a little bit, but yeah, I can help you. Just DM me. You know how to DM me. At Arturas Fan Club on Twitter is the best way. Now, I will say lately I've been getting a shit ton of DMs. So please don't hate me if I don't see yours. I'm getting like a lot. I'm getting like double digits a day. So I gotta, if I don't see it, maybe just at me and be like, yo, check DM. Yeah, if you guys need to talk SEO or anything, if you want to talk shop, web design, SEO, I've done social media marketing, a little bit of PPC, hit me up. I'm down to talk shop. But one day I want to make this the career. So if you guys, if you want me to do that, buy a shirt or join the Super Fan Club and get exclusive videos, early access to videos, extra content, a lot of really fun stuff. So I'm gonna go and work on the thing that I'm supposed to work on, because, you know, priorities and responsibilities and stuff. But I'm gonna have a video tonight. So this is the live reaction recap analysis of Summer League. So I'm not going to upload a second Summer League video. I am going to upload a second video to break down the Lauri Markkanen situation. And that's going to be exciting because I think a lot of people are still wondering like what is actually going on in the background. Like why aren't we trading him, or why is he not signing anything? So that'll be exciting to talk about. But yeah, if you guys want to join the super fan club, it is only $4.99 a month. If you guys want to buy a shirt, it is arturisfanclub.com/shop. And I'll say it one last time. Best way to support me, if you guys want to help me make my, it sounds cheesy as fuck, I know, but like literally make my dreams fucking reality. Like, I'm not joking about that. Sorry, my dog is like grabbing me. But thank you guys so much. The support means a ton to me. This was another great stream. I've had a ton of fun doing these, trying to do them on a nightly basis. So I'll have another video out for you guys later tonight. It'll hit the super fan club first, and then usually I wait like an hour and then it hits the main channel. So look out for that tonight. And let's see, did I miss any other questions? What are the odds of Levine being in the MVP conversations this year? Micah, I have a video about that. I love it. I love that you ask. I have a video about that. And I say if the Bulls are a top 5 seed and he continues his efficiency and improves on his defense, he is in the MVP conversation. So we will talk later tonight, my friends. I'm going to have a Lauri Markkanen video for you guys. But huge Bulls victory. We'll be back on Thursday, I believe, is our next game. It's either Thursday or Friday. Hold up. I want to make sure I give you the right information, because I always forget. Let's see, Thursday. Yeah, we'll be back Thursday against the Timberwolves, another team that we might make a trade with. You notice how we made a trade with the Pelicans? We played the Pelicans in the first game, made a trade with the Spurs, played the Spurs in the second game. Third game is the Timberwolves. Maybe that's where Lauri Markkanen's going. Maybe Lauri Markkanen will be a Timberwolf by the time we play them at 3 p.m. Central Time on Thursday. Wouldn't that be fun? So with that said, I will talk to you guys later. Have a great night. Look out for the Lauri Markkanen video dropping later tonight on my channel. And if you want it early, join the Super Fan Club and also gain access to exclusive videos that not the entire world gets to see. It's just for the Super Fan Club. So thank you guys again. Another great stream in the books. I really appreciate it.